Think about it, Mario is a GIF, 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 fuck. Hi, I'm Dylan, and I'm really excited for the continuation of the GIF. Flame war in the comments of this video, and don't hate me, Team GIF, but for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna call a GIF a GIF. Sorry, Jais. See what I did there? No? Okay. You're probably thinking, Dylan, Mario is a character in an interactive video game and he can't be a GIF unless someone has made a GIF of him. And technically, you're right, in the sense that he's not a graphical interchange format. But that's not what a GIF is anymore. The GIF started out in 1987 as a solution to the problem of getting decent quality images through narrow band modems. Its 90s popularization peaked with its use in This Website Is Under Construction graphics, as well as use in gaudy GeoCity sites. And for a long time, the GIF was garbage. See what I did there? Again? Same joke? It's better the second time. It wasn't until around 2007 or 2008 that changed, because of Tumblr. Tumblr's editorial director, Christopher Price, says that I don't think Tumblr owes its success to GIFs, but GIFs certainly owe their recent success to Tumblr. With the rise of Tumblr, Reddit and Imgur saw the rise from the ashes of one of the oldest formats on the internet, the GIF. And the fact that the GIF is basically a 90s kid and that so many GIFs are 90s nostalgia is a whole other thing. GIFs are important. Chadwick Matlin says they are the web's definitive aesthetic. Anil Dash says they are the pop culture of moving images, and Matthew Rader says they are the true artistic medium of the internet. But now we find ourselves in a very special time for the GIF. The GIF is no longer a GIF. Vine was the first big player to do this, and now Instagram does the same, allowing you to share 6-second GIFs for Vine and 15-second GIFs for Instagram. But they're not GIFs. They're not graphical interchange formats. They have audio, which GIFs don't, and they're actually just short looping videos, which happen to load very quickly. They're masquerading as GIFs, but they're not actually the real thing. This was important for the GIF for several reasons. Firstly, it allowed for GIFs to be shared and viewed on Facebook because they're not technically GIFs. And while no cool people use Facebook anymore, your mom does, and there's a lot of moms. GIFs can be so powerful because you don't have to click on them to start them. They're always going, and your eyes are always drawn to movement. Jimmy Repeat says, unlike the rest of the visual web, GIFs are opt-out, not opt-in. Secondly, it showed everybody that the GIF isn't limited to its format. The GIF doesn't have to be a GIF. It's an idea. Let's look at the core ideas behind what a GIF actually is. On the surface, it just looks like a looping image, but it's much more than that. GIFs capture self-contained moments that illustrate a complete thought, act, or emotion. Kevin Burg says that GIFs eliminate variables that aren't important to the core message. They stand alone. Yes, you can make a GIF out of anything that doesn't happen to follow this definition, but that would be a GIF, not a GIF. Are you following? If only there was some sort of different pronunciation we could use to differentiate these terms. It's funnier the third time. Think about it like this. Anyone can make a film, but you filming your desk absentmindedly with no creative thought put into the process wouldn't be considered a film in the same way that Gone Girl is. It would be a film, not a film, or film. See, they have that problem with film too. And speaking of films, the idea of a GIF is much older than a 90s kid. Eadweard Muybridge's Horse in Motion was a series of photographs taken in the 1870s of a horse galloping. He then took those photographs, put them on a zoetropic wheel, spun them around, and created a looping animation, the world's first GIF. So if you're following, the GIF stopped being a GIF well before the GIF was even a thing. Great. Since their rise to Reddit and Tumblr fame, GIFs have bled into mainstream traditional media, including music videos, high fashion, journalism, and Mario, specifically Super Mario Bros., which yes, came out 2 years before the GIF was introduced. See what I mean? GIF before the GIF. At a surface glance, Mario looks nothing like a GIF. I mean, how could it? It's an interactive video game. Well, it does in 3 separate ways. First, Mario's character animation. Due to the limitations of technology, Mario has very few built-in character animations, but they do evolve with new titles. In Super Mario Bros., you can see Mario punch his arm up into the air as he jumps, you can see him skid to a halt from a sprint, and you can see him throw his arms up in defeat as he is killed, among several more. These are distinct actions and emotions that effectively and simply convey what Mario is thinking and doing. From a development standpoint, they wanted to convey the actions as simply as possible, and from a GIF standpoint, we see Mario's character animations that never change or affect one another. Like a GIF, his actions are self-contained and lack linear progression. Like you don't see him maybe hurting his hand when he punches a brick, and then later he's walking around with a bandaged hand or something. It's always the same and never changing. Secondly, Secondly, the story of Mario. This can be summed up nicely by the "thank you Mario, but our princess is in another castle." Almost every time you venture to rescue Peach, you get to the end, only to find out that you've been duped and you must repeat your search in order to find her. While this repetition and lack of linear progression is less directly GIF-like than repetitive character animations, the concept of the GIF has bled into the storytelling. Where it gets even weirder is the third thing. You're a GIF. If you're anything like me, every single Christmas, my cousins and I get together and play Super Mario Bros. Over and over and over again, trying to best one another. This leads to playthroughs that are virtually identical, as are the joyful yet competitive emotions we get from playing the game. GIFs capture a very specific emotion, and so does playing the same game over and over and over again. Maybe the GIF isn't a file format or a short looping video, but rather a genre, one that incorporates GIF-inspired and GIF-like type media. Like it or not, GIFs have bled beyond the file format and now can be found everywhere, from film to news to fashion to music videos to Mario. What do you guys think? Should GIFs be a genre, and should Mario be in that genre? Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already, be sure to click right on my face to subscribe, or at least think about it. Last week I talked about grief gaming and Cat Mario. Let's see what you guys had to say. Shale Gorath comments saying what they like about grief gaming is mastering it, that the reward comes from becoming a master at the game rather than the actual act of playing it. For me, I find the enjoyable part of games not only finishing something, but the act of doing it, I think for me has to be really fun. Otherwise, I get really uninterested and stop playing. Every grief game I've ever played, I always play for like 10 minutes. I'm like, I hate this, I'm leaving. Alex Ohen Meehan corrects me saying that Dark Souls isn't a grief game because it's actually super fair and balanced. This is an argument I've heard from a ton of people before, and I don't think that it's true because Dark Souls has such a huge hit zone around you that often I'll die from things that totally didn't hit me. So if that's what fair and balanced is, then I guess it's fair and balanced. Keeker to Liquor comments saying that they want me to do a Let's Play channel, or they want suggestions for what other people want me to do. Is there anything else you guys want from me? Maybe it's another channel or something else we can do off YouTube? Let me know in the comments. Tom Smith comments on the fine line between grief games and just difficult games, saying that Dark Souls is more of a difficult game and Cat Mario is more of a grief game. I would say that Cat Mario is more of a trolling game, a game designed to mess with you, and then Dark Souls is a difficult game, but they all sort of fall into the grief game genre, if that makes any sense. Nayun comments saying that grief games aren't the future of the gaming industry, but rather the past, and the developers are playing on their own and their audience's nostalgia in order to turn a profit. I think this is totally true. A lot of games definitely use the nostalgic element of difficulty in newer games, but I also find with games like Don't Starve, that's more of an example of what games might look like in the future with higher levels of realism integrated into the difficulty. I think that's more of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the future of gaming, but I think there's also a lot of games that use difficulty to serve nostalgia purposes, to, I guess, make money. That's sad. Nothing like selling out our childhoods, am I right, guys? Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the comments. Let's go to work. We gotta go to work. We're super late for work.